Hello, everyone. Dr. Dennis Sanders here. First off, I would like to say thank you all for supporting Magnolia Greens, coming by the dispensary, um, following us on Facebook, sharing, and commenting on our posts. It has been indeed an honor to walk you through your cannabis journey. Um, Education is extremely important here with us, and so we appreciate you all seeing that and taking in what we have to give. Um, in this video, I would like to kind of do a little bit of a recap because we still get a lot of questions about how to get a card. And so in this one, I would like to kind of do it more in a visual sense. That way you're not just kind of like listening to me talk for a while. You can kind of follow along click by click, and I think that'll be a lot more advantageous for you. And so also, I would like to talk about, just some regulatory changes and things that have happened as of late in the program. And so, I guess without spending too much time kind of like prefacing the video, we can go on and get started. All right, so this is the website that you need to go to, Mississippi Department of Health. If you Google that or just go to the msdh.ms.gov website. This is the page that will pop up. So all you have to do is go down here to medical cannabis, click that, and you will be directed to this page. So scroll down until you get to patient portal. Once you are directed to this page, you fill in your information. Like I said, kind of like setting up a Facebook profile. First name, last name, email, phone number. Then once you click here, you will see the patient, caregiver, physician, and work permit section. You will click that. They're all under the same profile type. Of course, businesses are something different. So once you click that, you will be required to enter your social, birth date, and create a password that will be used to enter into the program portal. Now, I do want to take a quick stop and say that one of the changes in regulation is that doctors are able to help you with this. So depending on the doctor that you go to, the doctor is able to say, actually do this part for you, walk you through those steps. But if you go to a doctor that is not able to, doesn't have the time, or if it's a just a different type of doctor, you can then these are the steps that you will be able to do yourself. It's fairly simple, but like I said, I will stop in between and kind of give you little tidbits of information in the meantime. So once you press register, you will receive a email to the email address that you just typed in, and you will get this link that says verify. Of course, this is verifying that the email that you put in is indeed you. And so once you click it, it will then take you back to the sign-in page. So once you sign up, or sign in rather, you will, entering in that email and that password, you'll be brought into this page here. So at this point, you can click create a new application, or create a new application right here. Either one works. Once you do that, it'll say that your name, and you are applying for a patient card. So click that, click this, create application. And then this is the actual meat of the application, so to speak. So still pretty straightforward. So re-putting your name. You can put your middle name if you want. You don't necessarily have to. The stars indicate what things are important, what things are not. So name, driver's license, or ID. Of course, you will put in Mississippi if that is indeed where you're from. Of course, out-of-state people can receive a medical card. There are limitations. Those limitations have not changed with the new regulations. The limitations are they're only active for 15 days after they become active, and they can only be reactivated once more throughout the year. So out-of-state people are allowed to have a medical card in Mississippi, but that medical card is only good for up to 30 days out of the year. So then, of course, you put in your ID number, your phone number, your indicate whether or not you are 18 years or older, and say what card you are applying for. If you are a resident, it'll be an annual card. If you are a non-resident, like I just said, it'll be a 15-day non-resident card. And then the type of reduction fees or fee reductions that are possible are Medicaid participants, disabled vets, and first responders, and also or both. Of course, if you don't have any of those, you can just say none. If you click either one of these, a new section will add in your document section that will require you to show proof of that. So for now, we'll just press none. Then you can either save or go to save and next. If you press save, of course, the application will be saved, and you can stop at any time and come back to it to fill out anything. There is no time limit on this part of the application, meaning that you can do this before you see your doctor or after. Your practitioner certification is connected to you by your social security number, so you can have this done before you see the doctor. And once they submit their part, it will automatically be tied into you based off your social security number. But we can get into that a little bit later. Of course, add the address. It says PO box not accepted, so this is where you actually live. Once you press verify, you will click the verified option over here. Then it'll automatically populate. It'll automatically switch over to address verified. On the mailing address side, of course, this can be a PO box at that point. However, just keep in mind that the state is not sending a physical card or sending you anything in the mail. So while this is obviously an important part of the application, don't expect anything in the mail. So once you finish that part, this is the part that kind of holds up a lot of people. And so I want to take just a little bit of time on explaining this. This is the practitioner certification information. This will be auto-populated once your physician actually sees you. Now, like I said before, your physician is not necessarily your primary care physician. It is the physician that has taken the course by the state to certify you into receiving medical cannabis. Which we do, of course, still get a lot of questions about that. Where can I find a doctor? Still, the regulations have not changed too much on me being able to tell you where the doctors are, but there are still some pretty good patient advocacy sites that will kind of direct you into that. But one in particular is MississippiMedicalMarijuanas.com. They have practitioners. They have partnered with. There are other advocacy groups as well, such as the MCPA, that have resources that allow for patients to be connected to doctors. There are groups on Facebook, associations on Facebook. There are resources out there to help connect you to your nearest doctor. Using either one of those or any other avenues that you may have to find a practitioner. once you see that practitioner and get the certification, once they submit the certification, it will pop up right here. It'll be the only thing here. So all you have to do, because like I said, it is connected by your social security number. You will click the certification, press update, and all of their certifications or information will auto populate right here. I will take one more pause and let you all know that as of right now, we do need, if it's your first time coming into a dispensary, we do need the practitioner's name so that we can connect you all with the doctor that certified you. A lot of times people don't know where to find that information. It will be in two places. It'll be on your completed application in the same section right here, and it'll also be in an email that was sent to you once your doctor actually submits your application, submits this part of the application to the state. You will get an email saying that doctor did it, and so that doctor's name will be in that email. But just to let you know, until some things change or unless things don't change, and you go to a new dispensary. Now, if you go to one that you've already been to, and you've already given them this practitioner information, then it's no, you don't have to do it again. But if you go into a new dispensary, have this information with you, just their like I said, their first and last name, and and generally like where they are located, and the dispensary should be able to figure out where that actual figure out how to connect you with the doctor. So caregiver information, that is something that we also talked about before. A caregiver is just a person who is able to come into the dispensary for you to purchase cannabis on your behalf. Of course, that purchase is still tied to you, and so your units, your limits are still reflected regardless if you come in or your caregiver comes in. I always tell people at this point to just say that you do not plan on using a caregiver, not necessarily because, regardless if you do or not, because if you click yes, then information will be asked about who your caregiver is, and you really can't fill that information out until your caregiver has a caregiver card. And so with that, it kind of holds you up, and your caregiver can't really get a caregiver card until you have a card yourself, so that they can be tied into you. So I would just tell people, just press no, and then once your caregiver once you actually get your card and your caregiver applies for a card in the same way that we did before, but they will create their own profile, and instead of being a patient, there will be a caregiver, and set up their own things. At that point, you can be tied back in later together. But just so you can go ahead and get your card, just press no. Okay. Now, these questions are pretty straightforward. They all should be yes, but and for the sake of time, I won't read all of them. But pretty much all it just says is that everything that you said was true, and understand that your information will be passed through a restricted system that only dispensaries and the state tracking system is able to see. It's not being passed on to any other government agencies or anything like that. And also just kind of gives you some warnings about understanding that your card can be taken if you do things wrong with your card, or to let the state know if you end up changing your address, or if something happens where your condition is no longer your condition. Let the state know so that you within 10 to 20 days, depending on which question that is. And right here, this kind of proves kind of what I was saying about, changing caregivers. You can change your caregiver, so that means that you can add your caregiver once your caregiver actually gets a card. So if you do indeed need a caregiver, go ahead and get your card and get them to start going ahead and getting their caregiver certification, so that they can, be tied into you later once you actually receive yours. Okay, so then documents. This is a very important section, just because one of the easiest ways for you to be held up in your card getting processed is by doing this particular one here wrong. The digital photo. So the digital photo, as I kind of explained before, it is on a white background. And you know what? I will show you all a example of what mine looked like. Just give me 1 second. So don't laugh, but this is what mine looks like. Very mugshotty, but this is how it's supposed to look. So it's just a straightforward, neutral facial expression. No hats. No, it says no sunglasses, but I always just say, hey, even if you wear glasses, just don't even put glasses on. We don't want any reasons for it to be, kicked out. So so no glasses, and it needs to be, the most important part is that it needs to be on a plain white background. So this can be taken in your home if you have a plain white wall or a plain white door that you can stand in front of, just as long as you don't have any like seams or anything in the background, and that'll be fine. I wouldn't suggest it, but you can go to Walgreens and get a passport photo printed out and take a picture of that photo. It's a lot of people have done that. It's not something I would suggest to do, but when you do that, if you do happen to go through those steps, make sure you crop out all of the background. So only thing that the state wants to see is this white background here. If you take a picture of a picture, make sure you take out the extra stuff that, if it's on a table or something like that, like they don't care to see that. A selfie will work, but make sure that selfie once again is in front of a plain white background. Don't do it in front of the door, or don't do it in your car, anything like that. So we will stop looking at me right now and go. This seems like a good time to show this particular page here. This is how you can kind of go back into your application. Because of course I had to kind of go out so I can show you guys my photo. Whenever you log back in, as you save, it kind of always updates and saves into the portal. And so as you can see right now, mine says not applicable under the application ID. That's just because I haven't submitted anything yet. I can't submit anything without the doctor's certification part. So it's going to stay saying not applicable. You will see that under applications once you log back in. Once you actually get your license, it'll be on the license dashboard. But until you get it, everything will be on applications. So you would just click that, and that would reload you back into it. Of course, we didn't really do anything to save anything, so it just brought us back here. But go back over the documents and put in that photo that I just showed you. When it comes to the proof of residency, I have heard that the proof of residency is not something that they're caring about right now, but to me, as long as it's on the application and it has a star on it, I would say do it. So proof of residency, if you click this little I button here, it opens up and just kind of gives you examples of what those would suffice as a proof of residency. And so that'll be the ownership, lease, or rental documents of your home that where you live. any type of utility bills, whether it being power, gas, or water, or a current Mississippi vehicle registration. Not the title, but the registration. That's what they say. I have, seen people, use like hospital bills and things like that. I think it'll work, but personally, I would kind of, see if I can find a power bill or water bill to, let that go. Even if, and maybe even a landline if you have it. But okay, so then when it comes to the government ID, of course, that's just you literally just take a photo of your driver's license or your ID, and it needs to be in PDF form. It says use a scanner, but if you have a phone that you can always change the file type, and so upload all of those, and then you just go to payments. So for payments, you'll click whichever one it's going to be. Credit card is also just debit card, so it doesn't have to be an actual credit card for you to do it. Then once you review, if you see any of these red checks or red X's, then that means something is either missing or wrong. Of course, all of this is going to be red X because I didn't actually answer any of this stuff. And then you would press pay and submit. There will be, that's it. So pay and submit. And once you do that, that's how you will get an email with the receipt, and that'll be that. So a few things I want to talk to you about. First thing would be that even though we have gone through all of this, if you still need help, just feel free to swing by the dispensary and I can help you out. Give me a call. That's also fine. I can walk you through some things that you may be struggling on. If you happen to not have the technology necessary to actually do the application or upload those things to the application, or if you just not computer savvy, you can swing by. I can knock it out for you, of course, free of charge, and you can be one step closer to actually having your card in hand. The second thing would be that one of the other regulatory changes is that the card obtaining process, or I guess deadline for that, it has shortened. And so originally, it was 30 days, pretty strict 30 days before you was able to receive your card. Now that has been shortened to 10 days. So that's obviously good news for a lot of Mississippians who have not received their card yet. They can be expecting it very soon. And then for the people who are, just now, getting on the train to start their process, they have a lot shorter time frame. So the last thing is that one of the other regulations that has recently changed is that there's no longer a drug test when you are seen by the doctor. I know that was something that kind of scared a lot of patients and made them kind of uneasy and wonder why they would actually need a drug test. Before, it didn't really have any bearing on whether or not you got got certified or not. But with the new regulations, the need for a drug test has been excluded, and so just makes it one I guess step easier for you to actually get certified. So if you have any other questions, or if you have any questions at all, just feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. You can call me. You can message us through our website, which is Magnolia Greens Dispensary.com. Once again, I thank you for your time, and I hope that this has been helpful. Thank you.